Welcome, and thank you for tuning in to the Partnership Lake Houston Kingwood BizCom. I'm Jennifer Carney, owner and founder of Carney's Tutoring and chair of the Kingwood BizCom. We are grateful to have you. We're grateful you have chosen to spend your time with us today. We look forward to sharing updates from many community members. For our Zoom guests, you will notice that you're muted and all guests will remain muted throughout the program. If you have questions or need assistance, please use the Q&A function located at the bottom of your screen. If you are joining us on Facebook Live, you can submit a question in the comment section and we will submit it to our Zoom meeting platform for the speakers. So let's get started. We have a lot of knowledgeable panelists to cover a multitude of topics. I would like to welcome today Jelka Momirovic, Manager of Air Service Development, to share updates at Houston Airport Systems. Tony Austin, Director of Kingwood Town Center Park, giving us updates on the Kings Crossing community projects and new businesses expanding in the area. Brooke Baugh to share information about Partnership Golf Classic and Party on the Green. Melissa Gonzalez, the new president of Lone Star College, to introduce herself to community and to provide updates on higher education in our area. And finally, Dr. Elizabeth Fagan, Humble ISD Superintendent, to share updates for the new school year. As always, we depend on our business sponsors to make programs like the BizCom available for our members and our greater Lake Houston area community. Our Kingwood BizCom sponsors include co-presenting sponsors, HCA Houston Healthcare, and Generation Park Redemption Square. Our gold sponsors are HEB Kingwood Market, Whataburger, Service Master Restoration and Cleaning, the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center, and the Auberge at Kingwood. Silver sponsors are Frost Bank, Houston Airport System, and K&S Sportswear. If your business is interested in being a sponsor for any of our events, please contact the Partnership Lake Houston. Your sponsorship funds support the efforts of Partnership Lake Houston, which enables us to help businesses recover and succeed. Now more than ever, small businesses need the help, resources, and guidance the partnership provides. Kingwood BizCom would like to give a warm welcome to Ian Alder of McCord Development as one of our co-presenting sponsors. Ian, please let the community know what is happening at Generation Park.
Hi, I'm Ian Adler, Director of Marketing for McCord Development, and I'm standing outside Nimble Workspaces at Redemption Square in Generation Park, the newest private office and co-working offering for small to medium businesses in the Lake Houston area. Today, I'm going to take you on a hard hat tour of Nimble Workspaces to give you a preview of the spaces that will be opening on September 1st. If you'd like to schedule a tour, please visit nimbleworkspaces.com. First of all, every Nimble member gets garage parking included in their membership. That means no more getting soaked going to the car or steering wheels that are too hot to touch. You'll just park in the garage right behind me, walk underneath this covered walkway right into our lobby. And from the garage, we'll take a quick trip up the elevator to the 3rd floor. We've got 2 elevators here and it's already here, so I'll see you up there. Welcome to Nimble Workspaces. Here in the lobby, we'll have a digital check-in system that will let you know via text, email, or phone call when your guests arrive. And while they wait, they'll be able to relax on some comfortable seating right here in the lobby. This wall you see here behind me, this will be gone when we open up, offering a warm and welcoming view into the hospitality area, where you can work out in the open, grab a cup of coffee, or 10, network with your neighbors, or have a relaxing lunch. Speaking of lunch, just downstairs where we were earlier, we have 3 restaurants out there. And also, you can take a short walk across the street. We've got a beautiful bridge going across the waterway. That'll take you to 5 more restaurants. Let's take a walk back to the selection of offices we have to offer. Before we do that, you'll notice this frame here. All of our offices are access controlled, so we don't have people just walking through. On top of that, you'll have an individual key to your office suite. We have a variety of offices available here at Nimble Workspaces, from single-person suites like the one that I'm standing in, to large team offices and everything in between. Members benefit from having access to 5 meeting rooms that can seat anywhere from 2 to 10 people. This one behind me is good for 4 people. Also, we have this podcasting room that will have additional sound absorbing material on the wall. So if you've got a new show you want to start, we're your spot. What makes Nimble so approachable is the turnkey nature. We are trying to make moving into your new office as hassle-free as possible. That means your office is furnished with electric sit-stand desks and ergonomic chairs. High-speed internet is everywhere. The meeting rooms are digitally reserved, the coffee is bottomless, and the rates are all-inclusive. Lastly, we have this expansive room we call the Nimble Space. It can be used for presentations, large meetings, offsites, or even become a single company's office. This room is available to the community for a daily rate. So if you've already got an office you like, but you need some space for a special event, let us know. We're here to help. Thank you for your time and for joining me on this virtual tour of Nimble Workspaces amid construction as we get ready for our opening on September 1st. If you'd like to become a member or interested in a tour, please visit nimbleworkspaces.com or call 713-830-8202. Thanks again, and hope to see you here.
Thank you, Ian. That was some great information. We're excited. Next, we have Jelka Momirovic, Manager of Air Service Development of the Houston Airport System, to provide updates. Welcome, Jelka.
Thank you for having me. So again, thank you for having me, and it's my pleasure to provide an update from our Houston Airport System and what we've been experiencing throughout the COVID, what's the status today, and what you should be seeing and expecting in the future. So I'm gonna share my screen and I'm gonna move through my slides quickly. I just want to confirm that you can see my screen. So again, we're the Houston Airport System, and we're City of Houston Department of Aviation. We own and manage 3 Houston's major airports, which are George Bush Intercontinental Airport, William P. Hobby Airport, and Ellington Airport, which is also licensed commercial spaceport. So mission of our airports is to exist to connect people, businesses, cultures, and economies of the world to Houston. So our mission is to provide and attract air services that will put us on a global, not just local or regional, but also the global map that will also enable our communities to connect to every corner of the world and also future developed economies. Our vision is to establish our airports as a 5-star global gateway where the magic of flight is celebrated. Currently, our 2 commercial airports are 4-star airports, Skytrax rated, and for the 2nd year in a row. And we are hoping to achieve a 5-star status, which would make us the only airport system in the North continent that has a 5-star airports. So as I mentioned, Houston Airport System is a city's department. However, we operate as an enterprise fund, which means that any revenue that's generated by our airports by federal regulation is required to be reinvestment in improvement and expansion of the airports for future demand and to sustain the connectivity of Houston and our regions. In 2019, pre-COVID time, our 2 commercial airports, IH and Hobby, have served over 59 million passengers. However, due to unprecedented global pandemic, last year we served only 24.7 million passengers. In 2019, according to Economic Impact Study, our airport system contributed over $36 billion to the local economy. So now I would just quickly would like to go over the impact of the COVID-19 on our air traffic at 2 of our commercial airports. As you know, last year, during the last week of March, it was a time when the US got affected by COVID-19. While it was already happening in China and it started spreading throughout the Europe a month before, that's the week that we felt the biggest impact. That's pretty much when the whole world had air traffic grounded. We went down to 5% of the traffic as the transportation hubs, we are also one of the essential services, which means our airports never closed. However, we were still accepting some of the passenger traffic that was coming through our airports due to very heavy domestic and international restrictions at the time, and also relief flights. So if you recall, during March, April, and May, there was a very fluid situation even in the United States, where it was state by state implementation of COVID-19 restrictions that were not very fluid. So this snapshot just gives you the passenger count between 2019 and 2020 overall. You can see that between IH and Hobby, we were down by 58.7% of passengers. There is more impact on international traffic. However, last year, there was not much difference between domestic and international. So what were the factors that this unprecedented pandemic brought to us in Houston domestically, but also worldwide? Pretty much the situation was very fluid. It still remains very fluid, as you know. However, we are seeing more of the progress in recovery. The airlines have been scheduling week by week, 2 weeks at a time, 6 weeks at a time. They would schedule full loads in the system. However, they will, based on the demand that they were getting, they will combine some of the flights. So we had a very fluid network schedule for some time. We are finally seeing some improvements, and we are hoping that at least on domestic side, schedules for the late fall are at about 90 to 95% to stay as they're loaded. Travel restrictions, while on domestic side, are much more improved and vaccination is widely spread and available. Most of the world still remains under very fluid travel restrictions, quarantine, and ever-changing regulations. Domestic travel is recovering the most rapidly, and that's due to the fact that most of the leisure traffic created new domestic destinations where Americans would like to travel, due to the fact that long-haul international travel or travel to countries that are partially closed is not safe, or it comes with a lot of additional processes such as COVID-19 testing and in some cases, proof of vaccinations. So masks are obviously required in airports and airplanes, and we are still in a fluid times, and therefore listening to the industry experts, the projected recovery to pre-COVID levels is, as of today, 2024. We are seeing hopefully that some of that might be accelerated in 2023, but we cannot say for sure. So this is just a snapshot of Houston commercial traffic. So last year, while in April, we pretty much had a very, very low traffic. We're almost down to 5%. Finally, in May, we started seeing very slow recovery on domestic side and to Mexico, as Mexico remained with minimal travel restrictions. And it's one of the choices for Americans as a leisure destination. Last summer, we did see some improvements. And then finally in December, there was an increase in traffic between 45 and 50%. January and February of this year remained steady as December, as expected, as those are the slowest months in the aviation industry. And then we are still seeing a nice recovery from March throughout the summer. So I just wanted to show you the quick picture of what was being published by Airlines for Airlines in regards to the national passenger trends. And you can see that Texas airports have experienced a 6% decline in July, which is 1% improvement since last month. And this is versus 2019. So slowly but surely we are recovering, but there are a lot of factors to consider in this recovery. So for example, here's a snapshot of the global situation when it comes to COVID. It is very fluid. Some countries are still completely closed. Some countries partially open and then went to being completely closed. There are very fluid restrictions. There are many countries that still don't have vaccinations available. So therefore, global connections are still at the very low frequencies if recovered. So that drives our domestic traffic, and again to Mexico and also Caribbean, where there are lower risk travel restrictions. So here's our seats and flights 2019 versus 2021 in July. And please ignore the top part for the Africa, because back in 2019, December 2019, Houston was one of only 2 airports in the United States that had flights to all 6 inhabited continents. However, because we are looking July numbers, is not showing there. So you can see that US had a fast domestic recovery, again, due to the fact that there is a lot of new COVID-induced domestic leisure destinations where Americans want to travel. Now, Mexican traffic, we recovered and we surpassed it. So we are 7% increase in flights and 29% increase in capacity. Some of our carriers that fly to Mexico also added new destinations such as Viva Aerobus and Volaris. They opened destinations that haven't flown before, such as Cancun and Monterrey and Mexico City. And we're expecting even more growth there. Europe, we recovered all of our carriers back at IH because that's our long haul airport. However, they're still mostly at the lower frequency, or they're still carrying traffic at the higher frequency. However, they're using smaller aircraft. So, but we are very happy to see the carriers loyal to Houston, and obviously they see the opportunity to Houston. And just throughout this pandemic, we did see a lot of long-haul international traffic, airlines carrying cargo in their passenger cabin due to low passenger demand. So that also helped our cargo traffic. So, and this is just a map of Houston Airport System's long-haul international and regional traffic, international traffic. So if you look at the upper left corner, again, it's not showing Addis Ababa just because we're pulling June instead of December 2019 when they started this service. So we pretty much recovered all of our destinations, international destinations. Again, we're not saying that we're at full recovery because it's much lower frequency, and some carriers again are using smaller aircrafts to fuel efficiency and ability to carry more cargo. But most of our destinations are recovered except Air China's Beijing, also Singapore Airlines to Singapore. That flight did go via Manchester, which was a direct flight, but not a non-stop, which means with direct, they were making one stop. So that flight did resume between Singapore and Manchester. So due to the US restriction and Singapore restrictions, we're hopeful that hopefully this late fall, they will be able to reinstate the leg between Manchester and Houston. And also on Australasia side, as you know, Australia and New Zealand are pretty much closed for non-essential or pre-approved traffic. So therefore, United Sydney flight is still not reinstated, and Air New Zealand's Auckland flight is still not reinstated, while they still have a presence at our airports or at the station staff. We still do not have a concrete date, as those are very fluid dates that are keeping on the books for return. So now, all in all, to say, throughout this COVID, besides the new COVID-induced destinations that were created by the airlines to satisfy market in demand now, we also have some regular traffic gains, such as Allegiant Air, which is ultra low cost carrier that is brand new to Houston. Originally, they were supposed to start service in May of 2020. However, due to COVID delays and the fact that that was the worst of the COVID times, they did move it for less than a month, which they started their service from Hobby Airport in June of 2020. They entered the market with two seasonal destinations. Since then, they added 6 more destinations, and some of those are going to remain year-round. And we are expecting more announcement and expansions by Allegiant Air, which also adds a diversification of offering at Hobby Airport. So at IAH, as most of you heard, Southwest Airlines has returned to IAH after 16 years back in April of 2021. So they started with 15 daily flights, and in June, they increased it to 20 daily flights. So we're very happy to have as many carriers at our airports and offer different offerings for our passengers, and also now Southwest loyal passengers that live on the north side of Houston and beyond can have easier access to their service. And then in May of 2021, we also added another ultra low cost airline to IAH, which is Country Airlines. So they're based in Minneapolis, and they added flights to IAH to Minneapolis and then to Cancun. That Cancun flight is going to be replaced by Las Vegas flights in September, as both of those legs are seasonal flights. So besides our traffic updates, I just want to give you quick updates on our airports, some of the improvements that we have done. So at Hobby Airport, because we are actively working on improvement of our customer service and also trying to achieve that 5-star level. So throughout the pandemic, we also did some major renovations, such as restroom renovations at Hobby Airport. We added some of the robotic assistants in our garages. We added extra power seatings for our passengers in the gate areas, improved our children's areas. We provided extra entertainment to relieve the stress from our passengers. We added some of the new floorings and so on. So at IAH, as you know, we are working on our redevelopment of our international terminal. And right now, our date for expected opening of this terminal is in year 2024. So you can see some of the renderings from curbside to the check-in and the terminal secure side for that project. So due to that project, we are actively communicating with our local community and the media to inform our passengers that since construction actively started this month, and our D&E garages at IAH are closed permanently. So we are trying to inform our passengers that are going to be flying from Terminal C, D, and E to allow extra time before they come to the airport, as our roadways are under major constructions, and that will be lasting for at least a couple of months, because that's our first phase, actual physical constructions. That's a part of the international terminal redevelopment. So all in all, we are the Houston airports. We here exist to connect our communities and businesses with the rest of the world. We never closed throughout the pandemic, and our goal is to serve our employees, tenants, passengers in a safe, efficient, and clean manner. Throughout the COVID, we did develop Fly Safe Houston campaign that was also award-winning by Airports Council International, and it's focusing heavily on our terminals and serving our employees and passengers in a safe way. So that includes from basically providing extra masks, hand sanitizers, social distancing, to implementing additional signage, deep cleaning by our staff and more frequent cleaning, and also implementing technologies that are touchless wherever possible. So for example, also in our immigration, both airports, IH and Hobby, CBPs utilizing facial biometric screenings, which is completely touchless part of the processing. So that would be my update for today. Please feel free to send any questions. I'll be more than glad to share any information. I will leave my contact with the team. So, and thank you again for your time and for inviting us.
Jelka, thank you so much. That was so much important information. I traveled recently with my family and it was very easy, especially with a toddler. So those updates were awesome. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
I've noticed some improvements going on in the Kingwood area. So our next speaker is Tony Austin. He's the director of Town Center Park. Tony, we're excited to hear your updates.
Hi there, can you hear me all right? Okay, so yeah, I'm with King's Crossing Community Association, which operates mainly in the area around King's Crossing, down West Lake Houston and along some parts of Kingwood Drive. We also own Town Center Park in Kingwood. And these are the two picnic tables on this side of the park. We put 4 of those in January. That was in response to the lockdown last year where the park suddenly got a lot of extra use. Another thing coming fairly soon is electric petals, electronic flowers. Okay, we're going back to the 60s, guys. These petals all have different tones on them, and Kingwood Rotary have a project to put these in various places, and they came to us and said, could they put them here? So they're working on getting those put in. Each of the petals is a different tone, and there's a hammer that you use like a xylophone. The other thing we have coming in, we have some exercise bars coming in at the back end of the park across from the apartments, and that's being put in by F3 Kingwood, the river. This is a group of guys that exercise regularly early in the morning, very early in the morning. And so they're putting in exercise bars in the park. Next up, the fountain. We pressure washed the fountain because we suffered a lot with that brown water episode. We're now ready to get the fountain going. We're waiting for parts like a lot of other people. The lockdown has caused a backlog, but we're going to get the rest of the landscaping done. The ligustrum will be extended along this fence way again, so we'll repair that now that CVS is settled. Now then, the old Randalls. So we had a lot of talk about the old Randalls. Yes, it is going to be an Ace Hardware, okay? And the opening date right now is January. They were hoping for October, but the biggest problem they're having is they cannot get shelving. And again, that's due to the lockdown. A lot of places are running on backlog. But Ace will be there in January. They will have a garden center. And they will have their boutique coming with them as well. I spoke to the manager yesterday down in Atascocita, so that's happening. Question is, what happens to Allspas when that happens? I spoke to Rick and Kelly Annette yesterday. Rick says they've been there 34 years, they'll be there next year and for a lot of years into the future. Now, the other thing we have, of course, Chipotle opened already across from La Madeleine. They're already up and running. And further down the road, next to Allspas, Steve Califf is back with Kingwood Photo Lab. We're delighted to have him back in the area again, so he's back with us. Lastly, across the street in the new HEB, the old Pollo Loco. So what's happening to that? Well, that's becoming a Freebirds, okay? No opening date yet, but Freebirds are moving into that space. The old HEB Center still hasn't been let. The development has started on the new piece of property from this part through the Walgreens. You won't see a lot of it yet. They have split the old HEB into 3 pieces, and they're letting that right now. This is the stone building in there, which used to have, I think, the Smoothie King. It had a fabulous Radio Shack on the one corner in front. That's being demolished. Okay, it's been emptied. That's being demolished. We hear that there's going to be a high-end standalone restaurant going in there, but we haven't been able to confirm that. So that may be happening later. Okay. You may have seen it. We've been out cutting the trees, and I'm really sorry about the hassles we give you in the roads, but we do this about every 6 years to retain the canopies. The work that's been done right now has been done by King's Crossing Trails Association because they own half the trees. And our work has just started last week on the rest of them. So we rebuild these canopies to make sure we retain that canopy look about Kingwood. So that's ongoing. As I say, we started our part of it last week. Now, this was interesting. This is a Granite Plinth, which I found, and again, a discussion with Rick Allspaw put me onto this. This is a park that's dedicated to the people of Kingwood by John B. Turner, Jr. Now, a lot of you, the older residents I know will know who John Turner is. He was president of Friends with Development, and he was really part of who planned Kingwood. So this plinth is there, and the John B. Turner Park, you'll recognize. It's the good old Brillo pad, okay? So the John B. Turner Park, we've just finished renovating that, trimming back all the trees, redecorating it, and we're looking now to find out more information about this park. One thing that's very interesting, which I didn't know, is that if you look right over here, there's a plaque on the ground, okay? That plaque is a time capsule, okay? It was put there in 1986, and the inscription there is that the time capsule is to be opened on Kingwood's 100th anniversary, October 11th, 2071. Not sure I'm going to make that. The contents herein convey the essence of life in the livable forest as it was during Kingwood's first 15 years. So that's interesting. The other thing that I found there is one of the trees has been dedicated. I guess there was a way of doing that. There's only one ligustrum which has been dedicated in memory of Eloise Tyree, Kingwood Garden Club, 1996. So we are busy now at the Community Association. We are busy with a big beautification project. We want to spend as much time and money as we can to actually upgrade a lot of the landscaping around Kingwood and make it look a lot prettier than it is. It used to be. We're going to go back to what it used to be. So thank you very much. I'll give you my contact information if you need to get hold of me. If you know anything about the Brillo pad, let me know. I'm trying to find out why it's like that, who the artist was, what the name is, and what does it mean. I don't think it was designed to be a Brillo pad. So if you know anything about that, just let me know, and we'll put that up there. Thank you very much.
Tony, that was awesome information. I'm so excited about all those new businesses, and I think you might make it to 2071. So I have faith. All right, Partnership Lake Houston would like to recognize another co-presenting sponsor, HCA Houston Healthcare-Kingwood, and congratulate CEO John Corbeil, who was nominated by Houston Business Journal as one of the most admired CEOs in the Houston area. Under Corbeil, HCA Houston Healthcare-Kingwood has experienced unprecedented growth and seen the expansion of multiple service lines that have brought innovative procedures and technologies to better serve North Houston's residents. Here is a message from HCA.
Hello, I'm John Corbeil, and it's my honor to be the CEO here at HCA Houston Healthcare-Kingwood. Over the past 2 years that I've been here, we have seen astronomical improvement across the board when we look at service excellence, quality improvement, growth in our partnership with our providers, and our involvement within our community. 2020 is definitely a year that none of us could have planned for, and how fitting is it that it was the year of the nurse. When I think about our frontline colleagues and the selflessness and the things they do each and every day, it personally inspires me as well as the team. Miraculous things happen every day, even to the point where we identify where our nurses each and every day after their hardest days go home and take care of their family members. They go to that sporting event after school. They do all these things, and then a miracle happens. They come back the next day to continue to serve our patients here within our community. We're proud sponsors of the YMCA, the Lake Houston Area Chamber, and many other community events, and you'll see our new brand that we rolled out in 2019 across the entire area. When I think about things that really make me proud the most of being CEO here, it is absolutely about the quality of care that we're providing to our community. We really want to be able to be the reason that you do not have to leave home for the highest quality of care in the world. Right now, we're #1 in the entire HCA Houston Healthcare Division out of 14 hospitals for clinical excellence, which is a culmination of many quality initiatives. And I'm extraordinarily proud to announce that we're #1 in all of HCA out of nearly 180 hospitals in mortality and complications. When you think about our core business, that's exactly it. It's saving lives and preventing harm. In 2021, I look forward to continued expansion here at our campus. We'll be adding a 38-bed heart hospital, an additional cath lab, a $3.5 million OR renovation and refresh, as well as a hybrid lab construction as we continue to support our higher complexity cardiology patients. We look forward to many other capital expansion projects here at the facility, totaling over $40 million. I'm extraordinarily proud to be the CEO here. I look forward to our continued success and look forward to ways that we continue to support the community. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Congratulations. And also congratulations for being top 4 under 40 with me. We had a great top 4. All right, the sponsors. We want to take time out to offer our appreciation to each of our gold sponsors. Through your generous support, we can educate and update our community on important topics during our BizCom programs. It seems like only yesterday that you were marking off the calendar until summer vacation and all the splish, splashing sand and sun that came with it. Now the back to school countdown is on. Find everything on your list at HEB, from lunch kits to fashion pencil cases, backpacks, and more. Plus, make back to school easier than ever with curbside pickup or delivery. Bonus, August 6th to 8th is tax-free weekend to save on those school supply needs. Hurricane season is here. If you are impacted, know that ServiceMaster Restoration and Cleaning is available 24/7 to provide storm damage restoration services for homes and buildings that suffered damage. ServiceMaster professionals will respond right away to remove fallen debris, restore water damage, board up windows, tarp over roofs, repair interior and exterior building materials, provide mold restoration, and clean up the home or building to restore it to its safe and clean condition. Things are hot and spicy at Whataburger restaurants. Head over to enjoy the Pico de Gallo burger, and for an afternoon treat, try the peaches and cream milkshake, all available for a limited time. The University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center has consistently been ranked the #1 hospital for cancer in the nation by U.S. News and World Report. As part of the center's mission to end cancer, MD Anderson offers cancer screenings, including mammograms, to help find breast cancer at an early stage. MD Anderson provides mammograms Monday through Saturday at several convenient locations throughout the greater Houston area. The Auberge at Kingwood is an assisted living community designed to serve the needs of individuals living with Alzheimer's disease, dementia, and other forms of memory loss. They are specifically designed to nurture their residents through their industry-leading Montessori Spark lifestyle program and provide daily activities, chef-inspired cuisine, medication management, 24/7 staff, and much more. They are located off 59 near HCA Houston Healthcare-Kingwood Hospital. I love parties and maybe some golf, particularly the Golf Classic and legendary Party on the Green. Brooke Baugh is here to share some important information on these two events. Brooke, what can we look forward to?
Can you hear me, Jennifer?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yay, we had some technical difficulties this morning. Hi, everybody. I am so excited to share information on the Partnership Golf Classic and Party on the Green. These two very popular Partnership Fall signature events are back and in person, and you do not want to miss them. The Partnership Golf Classic, which is presented by HCA Houston Healthcare-Kingwood, will be on Monday, September 13th. There will be a shotgun start at 11 a.m. on both courses, Lakes and Island. We only have 6 teams available, so time is of the essence for everyone to go to lakehouston.org and purchase your team. We have very, very limited individual golfer spots, so we'd love for everyone to get out there that wants to play and go to the website and register today. Sponsorships are still available, and Carol is your contact for that. And speaking of sponsors, Planet Ford signed on to be the hole-in-one sponsor, so there will be 2 vehicles on the course that you could have the chance of winning if any of you get a lucky hole-in-one on a par 3. Super fun event, a Lake Houston tradition. You don't want to miss it. Get your team today. Party on the Green, so exciting. So that's going to be Saturday, September 25th at 6:30 at the Clubs of Kingwood. Everything that you have enjoyed about Party on the Green in the past will be back, but Amanda Petrie and her amazing team are building upon that. So last year, as we know, for Party on the Screen, we had the cornhole and axe throwing championships. So we're bringing axe throwing back to Party on the Green. Super exciting. Bidboard and auction are shaping up amazingly. There are some packages that you have loved in the past, such as the Insperity suite for Astros tickets, and your first class tickets from United, but also some amazing packages that you haven't seen before that we'll preview probably about 10 days before the event. Do not want to miss those. The after party this year, sponsored by Ever Jones, also is going to have something very exciting added to it that you will start hearing about in the coming weeks. So you do not want to miss this event. Your sponsorships, again, will go through Carol at the Chamber, and we do have a few sponsorships still available. We have the wine sponsor at $1,500, bid board and auction sponsor, and this is going to be a big one. This is going to be exciting, and you don't want to miss that. Also, your gold, silver, and bronze level sponsors. Cornhole this year is being sponsored by Minuteman Press again, and then KW Receivables is sponsoring the axe throwing tournament. Super exciting. Register today. Go to lakehouston.org. You don't want to miss it. It will be just as popular as the Golf Classic, as it's already filling up, so you want to get your tables and tickets today. Support this partnership for all they do to support small business and businesses in the community. Thank you so much for your time, and I'm so happy everything works. Technology sometimes is our friend.
Brooke, thank you so much. I'm excited to go. So I hope everyone gets a ticket and joins me there, because I've always had a blast. So you can count on me to be there. Maybe not such a good golfer, but I'm good at, having fun. Thank you, Brooke. I am honored to introduce our next speaker, Dr. Melissa Gonzalez, who is the new president of Lone Star College Kingwood. Thanks for joining us, Dr. Gonzalez.
Thank you so much. I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for the invitation. Again, just so happy to be able to work and live and play right here in this area. So I'm so excited. I'm trying to share my screen. Hold on a second. Okay, can you see that, everyone? Hello? Hello?
Yes, we can see it.
Yes, thank you so much. So again, I'm so excited. I became the president about 2 months ago, and so I'm so excited to be sharing here the amazing opportunities that we have here at Lone Star College Kingwood. I wanted to share that Lone Star College is one of the top 3 colleges in the nation. We are so excited to have about 7 colleges throughout the whole region. We have over 100,000 credit and CE students. I mean, you see the data right there with 11,000 degrees awarded every year, 19,000 plus dual credit students. We have 16,000 students that transfer to our 4-year university partners. We have the largest Hispanic population. And again, we are one of the few community colleges that are offering bachelor degree programs. So we're very fortunate. I also want to show you the locations of Lone Star College just throughout the north region of Harris and Montgomery County. So again, we're so honored and to be serving the community right here. I also wanted to share comparing the cost of taking a semester right here and Lone Star College compared to our 4-year partners. Again, nothing wrong with that, but you can have a great start right here at Lone Star College and then transfer. We have affordability and accessibility right here close to home. And again, about Lone Star College Kingwood, we are very excited about being here in the neighborhood, being here in the community. And we have so many programs, and we offer credit programs, continuing education programs. We even have a lifelong learning program and also a discovery college for children. We're also serving 5 of the school districts. So we are, again, very excited to be part of that. A little bit about the priorities for Kingwood as I start my new leadership here. It is about student success. It is about making sure that we provide the ultimate student experience for our students. And of course, we have to strengthen our partnerships with our cities, counties, school districts, business, community, and faith-based organizations and industry. I just had the pleasure this morning of meeting again with Pam Dixon from Mission Northeast. I just want to say hello to her and her team, Kathy, and all her team doing amazing things. We're going to be working with her, strengthening our partnerships. And it's so important to be doing that among all the other partnerships that we're working on. We also want to promote through grassroots our academic, continuing education, workforce programs, including all our student support services. It is about not just using social media, but using our libraries and community-based organizations and school districts and school meetings that we can talk to parents and students alike. Some of the credit programs that I would just want to highlight really quickly, we have some amazing programs like cosmetology and business management, nursing, respiratory therapy, and so forth. We have so many programs here. And I also wanted to highlight our continuing education program. We have a very strong GED program. We have a Spanish GED program, English as a second language. Plus we have EKG monitor technician, EMT, accounting assistants. I could go on and on. We have a partnership with Amazon with web services, cloud foundation courses, CNA programs, medical billing and coding. So these are short-term, fast-track programs, in demand, high-paying wages. And so again, we want to encourage our students that are looking for something quick. We do have those programs here. I want to highlight our Kingwood Centers of Excellence in Atascocita. We have a beautiful center there, and as well as a process technology center that offers classes in process technology and instrumentation technology. And I want to highlight, and you all will be hearing about this very soon, the save the date for our ribbon cutting for our new health profession centers. We're going to have state-of-the-art equipment, simulation labs, top-notch medical spaces for students in five healthcare industries: dental assisting, dental hygiene, nursing, occupational therapy assistant, and respiratory care. So very excited about that. I also want to share that we have an honors college. And again, this is the great opportunity. We provide the tuition and fees and books for the students. They have opportunities to travel internationally. And of course, we have a great enrollment for the Honors College. So I want to highlight as an option for our students. We also have free laptops, free loaner laptops. Let me rephrase that. You are eligible if you are a student here taking minimum of 6 hours, credit hours for the fall semester. And we have certain continuing education programs that are also eligible for a laptop. So if you need a laptop, we can provide that right here. I also want to highlight that we have an amazing associate arts and teaching program. We want to make sure that everyone knows that we have a program right here that you get your 2 years of teaching, 2 years of associate arts and teaching right here at Kingwood, and then you can transfer to a 4-year partnership, which we have them with our neighboring universities like University of Houston Downtown, Sam Houston, SFA, and others. So again, I just want to share that we are working to provide these type of opportunities for our community. I also wanted to share with you, we have a TRIO program also that we received a grant to help our students to be successful. And also, as you know, a lot of our families have struggled and have been challenged due to COVID, the freeze, Harvey, I can go on and on, but we do have in our campus on site, Communities and Schools Partnership, where they help us. They have their certified counselors that can help us and guide us into connecting us with resources in the community. And I also want to add that we are in partnership with MCED that provides scholarships for LSC Kingwood or any other college or university that is open to New Caney and Splendora ISD students. We are here to help students succeed. And so we are partnering with them to make sure that they have this opportunity to provide funds for that. My name is Melissa Gonzalez. I am again honored and so thankful for the opportunities to work with every one of you. I thank you for the opportunity to share this information, and there's my contact. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Gonzalez. The campus is absolutely beautiful. I remember visiting with Leadership Lake Houston and taking a tour, and I can't even imagine what it is now with all these new wonderful buildings. So thank you for the update.
Thank you.
I can't believe school starts on Tuesday. Woo! I might actually just drop my kids at the door on Monday because I'm that excited. But joining us today is Dr. Fagan, Superintendent of Humble ISD, to give us the one-on-one. Thank you for taking the time with us from your busy schedule, Dr. Fagan. You always have some great information to share.
Thank you so much. I appreciate being included in today's program, and I'm always excited for school to start every single year. I mean, it's just one of these things, right? But I am particularly excited this year because we have so many of our 2018 construction projects that are now coming to fruition. including our North Transportation Center, which will serve the Kingwood area, save us about $2 million a year in operating expenses, and provide much better quality of life for our staff and students as far as field trips and athletic buses. All of those things will be so much closer and more readily available to all of our campuses on the north side of the district. So that's a great one. I'm excited to show a few other items here that I think that you'll be also excited to see, that we will be opening in just a few days. I can't believe I'm going to say that. So, so first of all, you probably know this already. Lakeland Elementary School is our oldest elementary school, and we, as part of the 2018 bond, are replacing it because there was no way to bring the current facility up to the standards that we have today. And we want to make sure all students in UISD have equal learning opportunities available to them. And in some ways, the campus offers that. And so this is New Lakeland. Is located next to Turner Stadium. We were actually there the other day with some students. That was really exciting, and got this great picture of them jumping off of the sort of welcome area to the campus. And behind them, you can't really see it because they're in the way, but it shows a preview of the museum pods that we have developed and are launching on this campus, aligned with the learning that the students do by grade level, that creates these wonderful spaces for young students to read and work together and explore and feel excited about school. We've done this at Centennial Elementary School last year, opened that, and had tremendous success. And so we're very excited about the next step in that journey. So this is the actual Lakeland campus, not the renderings. And so if you haven't been by there, you absolutely should. It's a beautiful campus, has a wonderful gym with the wildcat in the floor. And you can see also the tree that we love. And I was there yesterday, and the leaves are actually going on the tree as we speak. And I'm very excited about that. When these little kids that you see jumping up and down in the gym first walked in, they see the tree, and they were amazed. And one of them said, "I can't believe I get to go to this school." And that's how we want every single student in UISD to feel about their campus. This is Autumn Creek Elementary. It is sort of the sister or twin school of Lakeland Elementary. The aesthetics are slightly different because each one is sort of branded for the community where they're located. So these are the aesthetics that more align to Fall Creek, and you'll see just a little bit of a darker look with bronze and some of those things. But again, the tree, when you come in, their tree will be in fall, which we're excited about, where the Lakeland tree will be in spring or summer and have green. The Autumn Creek tree will be orange for fall, located in Fall Creek. And then we have Ace, the new mascot, which is a blue jay. Pairs nicely with the cardinal at Fall Creek Elementary. And you can see he's wearing the orange that is also on their tree. And you get to see some of the beginnings of these pod designs, these museum pods, where students will get to learn and grow and explore and enjoy. This is Guy M. Sconzo Early College High School, located right on Will Clayton Parkway. And it's a much less square foot than those other two. So there's a little bit of work left to do here, but the campus is actually much easier to get our arms around. And so we're very optimistic that it's going to be done soon. And we're actually going to have a pretty significant dedication for Dr. Sconzo at Guy M. Sconzo Early College High School later this year. And so there'll be more information about that. These are some of the renderings of the inside of that campus. And again, it's really intended to serve the purpose of what Quest or Guy M. Sconzo does for students. That is our early college program. Over 90% of these students every year graduate with their associate's degree. They do a lot of community service. It's a wonderful campus and school, and it's very highly rated in the state of Texas. And we're in the process of expanding it from around 400 students all the way up to 600, because they will finally have their own home, their own campus, and we'll be able to do that. Another thing I just wanted to highlight is I'm very proud of our board and our community and my team and everyone. We went through that COVID year where everything was uncertain with the community as far as the economy goes. We were cautious because our goal was to keep the family together, and we didn't give a raise. And so then our teachers went into the COVID year, which was probably the single most challenging year that any one of us educators have ever had. And our teachers showed up with excellence and courage and did amazing things for their students. And so this year, with a lot more certainty in our budget, we were very excited to give a 3% on average increase. Our entry teachers' pay increased to $59,000. I remember my first year of teaching, I believe it was $27,000. So I'm quite proud of that number. I'm not saying it's where it needs to be, but we're going to continue to work on that. We also raised our minimum pay to $11.50 per hour for all full-time hourly staff. Some of our staff used to make in the $10 range, and we wanted to bring that up to a sort of Humble ISD minimum. We also paid employee life insurance increase from $10,000 to $15,000 benefit. We had a lot of information that $10,000 may not be enough anymore. And so we wanted to make sure that in the worst case scenario, which we don't want to think about, that we're doing our part in supporting a family in what they have to go through at that point. And then employee premium costs for employees of our alternative health plan. So we have our own insurance plan, which offers excellence in service, excellence in co-pays, et cetera. It's self-funded, self-insured. We did not increase the premium. So sometimes in education, employees get a raise, but then all their premiums go up and that eats up a bunch of the raise. So they don't actually have a lot more in their paycheck. So those who have chosen the Humble ISD plan, that is not the case. They will absolutely enjoy their raise free and clear. And we also did what I mentioned this early on. We didn't give a raise last year. Our teachers came in with courage and grace and excellence, led the way, and did a fantastic job. And so with the opportunity to reward them for the work they did last year, the double planning, the additional attendance work, working with students online and in person, all of these things, constantly changing learning locations, trailing grades. I mean, it was just really a lot last year because we didn't have the time to prepare that we really needed to, but we wanted to do a great job. So teachers gave, everyone gave. And so as a result of that, we were able to take some additional one-time money we received and provide a $2,000 retention stipend for all of our House Bill 3 category employees. Those are nurses, counselors, teachers, and librarians. And then $1,000 for all other eligible employees. So I'm very proud of that. Again, it's probably not as much as they deserve after last year, but it absolutely shows that good faith to our employees that will attract and retain the very best at Humble ISD. We continue to grow. We don't have our final numbers, of course, because we haven't started school yet, but I will tell you that our online enrollment and registration is very strong. And while other districts lost a lot of students last year, that was not the case for us. And it looks like we're going to continue to grow again. And I'm very proud of that because that is an indicator that Humble ISD is absolutely the #1 place for students in the state of Texas and beyond, and that families are choosing us. Our tax rate continues to go down, and I'm proud of this also. We continue to build new facilities because we are a fast growth district and live within our means and manage our tax rate, and it's actually going down even with the bond. So these are really good news numbers for us, for the community. And speaking of bond, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but you know, our 2018 bond came around exactly the right time because with COVID, we were able to fast forward some projects and save a lot of money and build an entirely extra elementary school, Northbelt Elementary School, within that bond. It wasn't even intended to be that way. Well, with the building of Northbelt in the 2018 bond, we've actually used all of the dollars available. So it's time to start talking about if the community will support us in moving forward with a May of 22 bond, where we would again absolutely manage our tax rate, no increase, live within our means, but continue to build and manage our growth, continue to have additional safety measures, and also continue the revitalization, which would likely include campuses like Foster Elementary School and Ross Sterling Middle School. So that is the update from Humble ISD. We are very excited to get school started. Our teachers are thrilled. If you're not watching them on Twitter, you should be, because it will bring happiness to your day. And I couldn't be more proud of the way that the staff is approaching this year. It's going to be our best year ever. Regardless of what happens, we've learned to be flexible and do what's right for our staff and students. And that's what we're going to do this year. So thank you so much for including us.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fagan. Your leadership is always amazing. And again, I cannot wait for Tuesday. It can't come quick enough. Thank you. A final thank you to our sponsors. Our co-presenting sponsors today are HCA Houston Healthcare, Generation Park. Gold sponsors are HEB, Kingwood Market, Whataburger, Service Master Restoration and Cleaning, the University of Texas MD Anderson Cancer Center, and the Auberge at Kingwood. Silver sponsors, Frost Bank, Houston Airport System, and K&S Sportswear. Thank you for joining us today. Before I end with our upcoming events, I want to include a special thank you to my friends here at DNA Studios who always do a terrific job bringing these programs together and making me look amazing. Coming up next month for Partnership Lake Houston. On August 19th is our networking after hours, and it kicks off at Sullivan's Truck and Auto and Collision. Danny and Michael are quite the party planners, so I look forward to attending, as well as my Leadership Lake Houston Class 9. I'm Class 9, right? Yes. Sorry, Class 9. But sign up. I'll be there, so you can come party with me. On August 26th, Dan Crenshaw, presented by Planet Ford of Humble, providing his perspective on current federal politics to our business professionals, and will give insight to how these issues will affect the Lake Houston area. I'll be there as well. August 31st, partnership members, new and old alike, are welcome to come learn more about Partnership Lake Houston and their membership benefits at Partnership 101. On September 2nd, we will have the Untitled BizCom with another great series of panelists. Registration is open for all of these events. See lakehouston.org for more details. Thank you again for joining us here today, and have a great weekend.